Hey guys, so in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you the essential supplies that you will need as a graphic designer. Now these are supplies that will last you through art school, that will last you in the professional industry, or if you're a freelancer working from home. Now these are supplies that I highly recommend to get. These are my personal and my daily haves that I work with on a daily basis, and of course you can add to this. You can add as you need supplies, but this is for someone who's on a budget or for someone who just wants to get the bare minimal supplies. This is what you need, and this will be a short list of supplies to get in no order whatsoever. But before I get started, guys, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe if you can. We're trying to get this channel to 1,000 subscribers. I'd really appreciate that. And also watch the whole video to find out my next recommendation that I recommend for you guys for this other video that I think would be very helpful for you guys as well. Okay, so let's start with the list that I have as supplies. Now this supply list are in sort of an order, but I'm gonna try to be very visual. Imagine if you're sitting on an empty desk and you're trying to put stuff on your desk as a designer that you're trying to fill up that will help you in the future for the supplies that you need. So these are some of those supplies. So I'm gonna start off with some of the ones that may seem obvious and some of supplies you may have not heard of, but let's get started. The first thing you're gonna need is a computer, either a PC or a Mac, that's up to you, and also a laptop. Now if you're gonna get a desktop, make sure your laptop is compatible. So if it's a PC, get a PC to laptop. If you want to get a Mac laptop, and vice versa. Now there's a misconception that as a graphic designer you have to have a Mac in order to be a designer. This is very false, and I find this very not true because I work on both platforms. I personally use a PC on my laptop and it works just fine. I get the same results that I need, and the day it works out. There may be some issues if you're working for an agency, they use a Mac, but you want to come home and work on your projects, but that's a different story. Whatever is most comfortable with you. If your school has only Macs, and perhaps consider getting a Mac. If you really want to save money, or if you just want to be someone who is just on the go all the time, just do what I do. Since I'm constantly moving around, get like a laptop and get a huge screen, like a 32 minimum monitor. That's kind of my setup right now, and it works great because I tend to use my laptop more, and I just find that more easy. So that's the first thing, is getting a computer, getting some kind of a working platform for you when it comes to that tech side of it. So the next thing is going to be software. You need Adobe Suite. You need to get that. I think if you're a student, you get a discount. I know I did when I was in university at art school. So get Adobe Suite. Make sure you get all the programs. You don't need to get all of them if you're just starting out and you are able to buy them individually, because you get some kind of a deal that way, or a bundle. Just get these three: Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign. Stick with these three for now, but if you're able to get the whole package, go for the suite. Definitely recommend that. That's what I have right now as my setup as well. So once again, these are the essentials. So yes, you can add as you like, but it's just the bare minimum. So the next thing is you have to have an external hard drive. This is so important. I cannot stress this enough. Maybe get two. You want to back up on your external hard drive. If you're traveling, working for clients, you definitely want to save up on another maybe on the cloud, or have another backup. So have 2 to 3 backups that you can have. This is great for saving fonts. This is great for saving images that you find, for reference, for inspiration. You definitely want to have an external hard drive, and I recommend getting 2. Okay, the next one is going to be, so you're sitting on your desk, you have your computer set up going, you got your program. Now let's talk about more of the hand-on tools that you need. You need to have a cutting mat. I recommend a large scale one, maybe 24 inches should suffice. So get a cutting mat, and use one that is clear. You don't want to get one that has like a green or a black color to it, just so I find it kind of helpful. And also you can put papers if you need to trace something. It's kind of helpful, but that's just my personal choice. I use a cutting mat that's clear for that reason. Now you definitely want to get, this is also important, it's going to be an X-Acto blade and X-Acto blades. So you have your blade, then you have the blades that come with it. Stock up on the blades and get a really good, or get 2 X-Acto blades that you can use. That'd be very helpful to get your projects going, because these X-Acto blades, they're pretty good, but when it comes to the actual blades, you have to replace that after you do a project. So for example, I'll work on a project for a packaging project. I'll go through blades so much because I want to make sure all the cuts I'm doing are very sharp and precise, and you just can't work with a dull blade. So make sure you're stocked up on lots of X-Acto blades. You'll be surprised how often you change them out. And it's a good habit to change them out frequently as well. What goes hand in hand with an X-Acto blade is a ruler, and not just any ruler. You want to make sure you have a cork board ruler. So a cork board ruler is going to make sure your hand doesn't slip as you're cutting, and a lot of people make accidents. They don't get that. Such a small detail, and it will really save you on getting those cuts on your thumb. And getting cuts as a designer is part of the field. I hate to say it, but you will get cut eventually. Over the years, I've learned to play it safe, and I learned to avoid that. The way I cut, so I'm kind of in a habit where I'm pretty good now, and what's been saving me a lot is that corkboard ruler. So make sure you get a corkboard ruler. Get one that's a good size, and you want to get a small one too, just for if you're on the go or whatnot. Okay, so the next one is going to be a sketchbook. Now this is definitely an obvious one. You want to have a good sketchbook. You want to have one, maybe have two. I carry two sketchbooks. I have one that's a regular size, 8.5 by 11, then I have a small one for my quick notes. If I'm like in a meeting, I'll just take it out and just start making notes on my small one. And they have so many cool sketchbooks now, so you can do a whole like Amazon search or go to your local art store, check it out, see whatever works for you. You can spend a whole day looking at sketchbooks, so it's pretty cool. Get a nice pencil kit or a pen kit. I recommend Micron pens. Those are pretty cool. You can get a whole kit or just get 2 or 3. Get one with a wide thickness and one with a thin, so you can play around with the brush strokes. So those are pretty helpful. And a Sharpie. So you have to have good pens and a sketchbook to go, together, of course. The next one is a bone fold, and this sounds kind of weird, but what you use this tool is for folding, for packaging. Imagine if you printed this amazing piece and you bought this amazing stock paper, and it was super expensive. Now you're trying to build a package out of it. You're not just going to fold it the regular way. You want to use a tool. It's called the bone folder. I call it bone fold, but you want to use a bone folder to make sure you get that perfect crease as you're working on your package design. So that's a must. They don't take up that much space anyway, so make sure you get that. Okay, the last two are going to be a double-sided tape. You want to have some double-sided tape. You'll be surprised how often you'll be using this, especially if you're doing packaging design. And also you want to get a regular tape as well. And then of course get a nice pair of sharp scissors, and that would really help your projects out a lot. So these are the basic essential supplies that you will need as a graphic designer. There's no order whatsoever, but I tried to make it a little bit visual where you can imagine yourself sitting on a desk and you're just trying to fill up your desk with a bunch of supplies. And of course you can add more. You can always go to the art store, your supply store, and trust me, there is endless amounts of supplies you can get. You can get paint brushes, you can get paints, you can get just so many things, and I honestly feel like those are great, and you can start doing that if you're a student. You can go in there and look at your projects that you have coming up and just buy as you need them. But for day-to-day needs, this is like the bare minimum. You have to have this regardless of it, and if you may not use it, which is hard to believe, you'll eventually use these, whereas those other products in the supply store or art store, you may use them once. So be careful how you spend your money, and as we know, art supplies are super expensive, and I hope this video helps you guys a lot. Check out my other video right over here. I think that's very helpful, and I hope you like this content. Subscribe for more videos to come. Thank you guys once again for watching. I appreciate it. Take care. Bye. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Check out this video right over here or right over here if you haven't already. I hope you find those videos also as helpful. Like, subscribe, comment below. We are a graphic design channel, so look out for more videos to come. Thanks.